everybody, this is Stephanie Pickard with Guitar Control, and today we're going to talk about how to build licks around arpeggios. So this is an awesome topic. Thank you guys for sending them in. I'm going to make sure you can see me on both Facebook and YouTube, and then we'll get started. As always, we'll do about 30 minutes of lesson, and then we'll do a Q&A. So feel free to ask me questions, and also feel free to leave suggestions of songs and ideas and licks and concepts that you guys want to learn, because we're listening to you. So they might show up on a live stream here with me, or in a video with one of our other teachers, or with me on one of our videos. So thank you guys for checking these out. Say hi if you can see me, and we will get started. This is a topic from you guys, like I was saying, and so the things that I want to cover today are obviously how do we use an arpeggio if you don't know what an arpeggio is, and kind of how to incorporate the licks that you're doing by resolving on notes that are within this arpeggio and making them sound really good, and adding a little bit of sweeps and stuff. So some of you have been asking me about sweeps. I love sweeps, so hopefully you'll enjoy them too. I wanted to start this with the Miracle Man solo. So just the first lick, because it's built around an arpeggio, around 3 arpeggios, so I thought you would like that. All right, so say hi if you can see me. And let's see. So let's see if you can see me. Say hi. Looks like YouTube is good. Awesome. And if you are on Facebook, say hi, and we'll get started. All right, let's see. So getting ready for that Zach Wild. Awesome. Hi, Jose. Cool. All right, looks like we are good. Oh no, don't... GB, you should not watch this. He said he's driving, so please sign off and then just watch it later. Hi, John. Or just listen, but you should probably just shut it off. So don't live stream and drive. That would be another great topic for today. Awesome. Hi, Ryan. Cool. Hi, Rick. So today, hi Joe. So today I am tuned down a half step. So if you're following along with me, I'm sorry, I am tuned down a half step. You can play along by moving whatever you're playing. If you're in standard, you can move it down. Or, you know, sorry about that. But today, let's just go ahead and get started. So, I'm going to start with that Miracle Man lick. And I like this one because it's just a 2-string sweep. There's also that really cool, what is it, from the Yngwie Bigfoot. If I remember that one by the end of today, I'll show you. So back to Miracle Man, I'm going to go ahead and place my middle finger on the 2nd string, 12th fret. So just like this. Then I'm going to put my pointer, stretch it to the 9th fret on the 1st string, and then pinky on 14 on the 1st string. So it goes 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and then back. So on the 6th time, we just end on 12. So it goes. And whenever we're doing sweeps, I know you guys have asked me a little bit about them. We've never had anything really totally focused just on sweeps. But while we are doing this, make sure that you drag that pick. So that pick falls along the strings like this. Just like almost like you're pushing it down through, like brushing hair. It's very similar. It's just straight down. So power through and make it one fluid movement. So it shouldn't feel like it's hitting each string. Like when you pick, it's sweeping. It's dragging. So just right across both of those in one movement. So make sure that you're doing that. And whenever you're practicing, you can always exaggerate these motions and try and see if that helps. Awesome. So let's give that a shot. Cool. Looks like we're all good. So I'm dragging. And then ending, right? Then I'm going to scoot up to the 14th fret. Now my middle finger is on the 14th fret, 2nd string. My pointer falls on the 12th fret, 1st string. And my pinky grabs 16 on the 1st string. Same idea. So we go. So let's slow it down. again. So I'm dragging down, down, up. So that's the trick to this sweep. Whenever we do any sweeps, like longer ones, right? Whenever we do longer ones, the trick to sweeping, it's always kind of a weird one to vocalize, but I'm going to make sure I try and do it right. So when you are dragging, you want to drag, oh, let me see. Okay, awesome. So the only thing is when we're dragging it, just make sure that you're dragging straight down like that. So dragging down and then up, and down and then up. So make sure that you are turning it around on the note that's your last note, so heading down. So we go pull off, up, 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 and then I flip it. And same when I get down to the higher strings. That's when I flip. Whenever I'm at my end point is when I'm going to go ahead and flip those. Let's see. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and make sure that that makes sense. Let me know if you are following along. Again, I am tuned down a half step, so if it sounds a little off to you, just remember I'm tuned down a half step. Hi, Steph. I have an idea for another topic, making a whole solo with arpeggios. That would be awesome. I wanted to do, since we did my guitar gently weeps, I wanted to do my guitar gently sweeps. Let's see. Let's check that out. Cool. Awesome. Let's see something really quick. Okay. Let's see. So, feel free to ask me some questions. I'm going to make sure that you guys can see all of this. So, yeah, let's go ahead and turn those around. Let me know how that feels. And let's go ahead and just make sure we got that, all this in there. Cool. All right. Sorry, I had to fix a title really quick. Cool. All right, so let's take a look at that again. We cannot see your hands. Oh, let me move that around for you. Sorry, it's weird to be shuffling between both. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna back this up. Let's try that again. All right, so Miracle Man, our first sweep. So remember, it's just one movement. And these ones can sometimes, when they're less strings, it can almost feel a little weirder because it feels like you should pick it. But remember, just drag it on down. So drag, drag, up. Then move. And we're always ending on that first note too. So here was 12 on the second string, 9 on the first string, 14 on the first string. Then we move up. 14 now on the second string, so 14, then 12 on the first string, and then 16 on the first string. Then go ahead and move up 1/2 step from 14 to 15 now on the second string. So then it's 15, 14 on the first string, 17. So again. But connect them, so ready? So that's a musical way to kind of connect these, right? I love that lick because I think it's just really musical and really cool in the way it moves up, and I like the way that it follows along. So, let's see. Okay. Cool. So the lick after I think is really cool too. So this is all about incorporating licks around arpeggios, right? So here's our arpeggios and then followed by our lick. So what makes this solo really cool and just this little section that I wanted to show you really special is how it connects. So let's see, I want to make sure that Facebook is following along. Cool. All right. Does Satriani ever use arpeggios? Yes, he definitely does. I don't know any of his licks off the top of my head though. Do you release pressure once the note is struck? I do slightly, a little bit. Let's see. Oh, zoom out a little bit. Okay, sorry, Paul. There you go. You got it. All right. Hello, Guarv. Awesome. So, your question, do I? Yes, I slightly do. To kind of keep everything really clean, I like to lift up just a tiny bit with my finger and release the pressure so that it's just deadening the string just a tiny bit by just touching it. You know, whenever you lift up, you kind of get that staccato, or you kind of mute a little bit. And I also use my picking hand to palm mute slightly. So I just want to make sure that you all can see me on Facebook. And then let's get going. Cool. All right. So sorry. I just want to make sure Facebook is good to go. So let's make sure we are good to go. Awesome. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. And also remember, please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. So make sure you check that out. Awesome. Cool. It looks like we are good on Facebook. Sorry guys, just want to make sure you are all okay. Luca, I do not understand that question. Eric, I will back the camera up. No problem. Thank you guys. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the next part of this lick, which is what I think makes it cool and kind of connects it. Let's make sure we got that. Cool. Sorry. Multitasking. Just editing something really quick for you guys on here. Awesome. Okay, so let's go over that one more time and I'll show you how we connect. Then we do this lick where we go 19, so I'm going to show you what I'm doing. So let me make sure you guys can see me better now. Cool. All right, so right after my last sweep, I go ahead and put my pinky on the 19th fret first string. Then I grab 14 on the first string, so I go, just, can even pull it off, but I'm picking both. Then 17, 14. So it kind of goes out, in. And then on the first string, we alternate between going 19 to 14 from 17 to 14. So just like this. 19, 14, second string, 17, 14, back to the first string, but now 17, 14, second string, 17, 14. Then again, 19 on the first string, 14, second string, 17, 14, first string, 17, 14, second string, 17, 14, and then big vibrato, big Zach Wild vibrato on 16 on the third string. So I'll show you, I think this one actually is a little easier to listen to because that sounds like a lot of the same numbers. So like this. So ready? So, ready? Just right after that arpeggio. So connecting them. Connecting them just like that. So that's why I like this one, because here's an example of you guys to kind of check it out. Oh, sorry, Luca. I know. I'm getting married in like 3 weeks. Sorry. Thank you, though. Awesome. Can you teach another pen arpeggio? Of course. So let me check this one out for you guys. So that's just kind of a cool lick to get you started and kind of see somebody else's. But I also wanted to talk to you about when you're doing your own. And yes, you're asking if I count triplets. You can definitely do that. You can go. All right, so let's go ahead and go to, yeah, thanks, Jared. It's a Zach Wild one. That's a really cool one. So that whole solo is really fun, too. Maybe we'll do a lesson on that one sometime. But I really love that one. Thank you. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to talk to you about is, since this topic is how to build licks around arpeggios, that doesn't always just mean sweeping. I want to throw a sweep in there, though, because I think it's a really nice way to add an arpeggio into a solo. It's just really fun, and you can do them in several different ways. You can pick them, right? Or you can sweep them. You You can even go, I love those when people sweep. I love those kind of, you know, you can also tap them. You can do tons of different stuff. So sweep tap's really cool. But to build licks around arpeggios, to me, that topic would kind of mean also you got to know your scales, you got to know your notes, and you have to know where to land. So it doesn't always mean doing something really showy or anything like that. Oh, thank you. Awesome. Thank you. Where am I from? I am from California, but I'm currently in Nashville. So let's see. What that means to me, sorry, I'm gonna focus. So what that means to me is kind of focusing on where to land. So sometimes I think when people are doing phrases and stuff, you don't always know when you're starting out, where should I land, right? What's gonna be a nice note? What's a leading tone? What do these all mean? So an arpeggio is a pretty safe bet that when you land there, it's gonna sound nice and resolved. Usually more so on the root and the fifth. But the thirds also, they just sound good. They sound like going home a lot or just resolving, especially a root. But, you know, it can be a little more interesting than that. But those are going to be really safe places and safe notes to hit when you're soloing in those keys. So I'm going to show you guys. I always like that little A minor because it's in a really good position to teach. So if you don't know the A minor scale, let's go ahead and go to the 6th string. So remember, I'm tuned down, no fret markers, sorry. 5, 7, 8. So 5, 7, 8. And this minor scale will work in any position. B, C, D, D flat or C sharp, E. So remember, these licks, you can transfer them anywhere. I'm just using A minor because it's nice and centered, and it's cool because it connects with our arpeggio I was just doing. So, all right, let's go ahead and check that out. So I'm going to show you that scale on the 6th string, 5, 7, 8. Then on the 5th string, 5, 7, 8. That's one octave of it when we get to that 4th string and go 5, 7, 8, 5, 7, 8, 5, 7. So that's our octave. Means it's the same note higher up. So that's our root to our next root. So our higher voicing of that root. Then we're going to go ahead, come out of position, just a half step down to the 4th fret now, 3rd string with our pointer finger. Then I'm going to go up a half step, grab this note, so I go 4, 4th fret on the 3rd string, 5, 7, then I come back in, 5, 6, 8, and then 1st string, same as the 6th string because they're both E's, 5, 7, 8, so... So make sure you know your scale, but now that's our scale and everything, but do we know our arpeggios, so our safe notes to land? So how to build these licks around those notes. So our arpeggio in that position would be... So I'm going on the 6th string, 5, 7, or sorry, 5 to 8 on the 6th string. Then I'm using my ring finger, so that was pointer to pinky. Then my ring finger bars my 5th back to my octave, so that was root, 3rd. Now on the 5th string, I go 7th fret. That's my 5th. Do you recognize that song? So I'm sure you do. So that's our Star Wars. Every time you hear that, you know it's a 5th. Right? And every time you hear Somewhere Over the Rainbow, I don't want to sing it because it's really high, but that's how you know it's an octave. All right, so arpeggio, 5, 8, then drop that ring finger, 7 on the 5th string, 7 on the 4th string, then back to the 5th fret, 3rd string, 5th fret, 3rd string, or 5th fret, 3rd string, 2nd string, and 1st string, and then pinky out to grab that 3rd on the 8th fret, 1st string. So. So these are all good places to land. You know, you can kind of bring everything in. So I know we're building our licks around the arpeggios, but the arpeggios are good spots to land. They're just our best sounding kind of resolves. You know, if you landed here, it doesn't sound like you're going home. It doesn't sound just nice and... You know, it just doesn't sound like going home. And actually this... is all in our arpeggio too. So that's kind of cool as well. I'm going to check in on you guys really quick. We actually only have less than 10 minutes. Star Wars, yeah. Oh, can you hear me, Rick? This arpeggio. So not only arpeggios have... Oh, let's see. Sorry, I'm catching up on some of the questions on YouTube. So not only arpeggios don't only have a root third and a fifth, but that is a basic arpeggio. We can add in sevenths and so on later on. But usually we have a root third and a fifth. Okay, let's see. Yes, so someone answered one for me. So arpeggios can consist of how many notes? Any pattern within a scale. Arpeggios are what build the chord. So we have a chord, and then we build around it. These are the notes that make up that chord. So an A minor chord only has 3 notes, an A, a C, and an E. So those are what we're kind of building everything around. So that's why it sounds like we're going home when we land on those notes. So if we arpeggiated something, that is to pick the chords individually to pick the notes, to pick the single notes individually within the chord. That's to arpeggiate something. But to build a lick around an arpeggio would be to build a lick around these notes that kind of take us home. So make sure that you're thinking of that while you're playing. So that's the point that I wanted to get across today. Let's see. And then I'll, of course, show you guys a couple sweet patterns, because why not? But yes, that's what building them around it would be. So whenever you're kind of improvising and just messing around... That's where we're kind of going home and we sound like we're resolving. So even there, so I was going root, third, fifth, root, third, fifth, root, third. But we can also sweep them. So I always like adding those little licks in too, just those little A minor sweeps, those triads. So just 3 notes at a time, 3 strings. Those little sweeps are just pinky on the 12th fret. Then I went outside of my shape, so you can even connect it to this. If you want to do a bunch of 3-string sweeps, you can start in the position that we're in and just go 3rd string, 5, 2nd string, 5, 1st string, 5. So all the 5th fret, and then I take my pinky out and grab the 8th fret. So I sweep down and then I pull up. Thank you, David. That's awesome. I appreciate that. And then you're going to slide up. So I went up to the 12th fret, grabbed my pointer out. So with my pinky, my pointer grabs the 8th fret, 1st string. Then my middle finger grabs the 10th fret, 2nd string. And then I bring my pointer up to the 9th fret, 3rd string. I love that one. And when I wanted to make it sound really metal, depending on the chords, backing, and everything, I kind of drag it out just a tiny bit. You can even tap them. Slide them, whatever you want to do. And then that leads me into my next shape. So then I have my pinky on the 17th fret, pointer on the 12th, and then diagonal. So then I just go diagonal, so 12 on the 1st string, then I go 13 on the 2nd, and 14 on the 3rd. can you show us some string bending on a short song? Yeah, I'm not really sure I understand the question. Can you show us all some string bending on a short song? It depends on the song, I guess. Do you mean like a lick? So just any kind of... So there, I would just be taking my arpeggio and going within it. And just bending. Ending on my root, so within my arpeggio. So whenever you guys take away from this, what you do take away from this, I wanted to kind of give you two different outlooks. I wanted you to think about, okay, in that Miracle Man solo, we built licks around arpeggio, right? We had an arpeggio kind of at the forefront, then we added some licks in and kind of got that going. And then the other outlook I wanted to give you was... Hi Joetta, that's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. So yes, that's what I wanted you guys to take away from this. I want to see you say. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. All right, cool. Let's see. All right, so let's see. Oh, thank you, Kevin. I really appreciate that. Awesome. So I want to give you guys a discount code for hanging out with me today. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that. We're about to wrap up here. So we're going to get to Q&A time. So feel free to ask me some questions. But this is a discount code to our Killer Guitar Control Secrets. So this is all about playing from the heart. So this is very cool. Oh, let's see. Thank you, Richard. Oh, I'm sorry, Richard. Thank you, Luca. I'm sorry, Richard. This will be on our page, though, so you can keep following along. So this is for our Killer Guitar Control Secrets. This is all about playing from the heart. This is not for someone who wants to just sound like anybody else. So this is how to sound like the best you possible to get the music that's head out of your hands. So make sure you follow along. Check out this DVD. So this is a discount code for you guys. It's going to cover 3 major things: technique, which is how we color all of our chords, and just proper picking technique, everything. Right, so technique is how I look at it, is how we're going to color these things, and it's also just having proper technique, is being able to pick correctly, play nicely, just fingers and good placement, etc. Then we're going to do our fretboard knowledge, so our scales, our arpeggios, our chords, and then hand-brain connection, so getting what's in your head out of your hands. So make sure you check out this DVD. This is, again, not for someone that just wants to sound like anybody else. This is how to sound like you. It's how does Hendrix sound like Hendrix, how did Clapton sound like Clapton, how do these people get this sound? So not how to get their sound, but how to get your own sound, just in the same way that they did. So make sure you check this out. All right. Oh, that's awesome. Paul said that being a blues guitarist, having me play some metal stuff gives him awesome ideas. Yes, I think that blues and metal actually can go really close hand in hand and sound really good together. Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mark. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll do some Q&A time. But yes, what I want you to take away from today is our first lick, just kind of bringing in those sweeps. Right, how to bring those in. And add other licks to them, and also where to end. So that's what I want to make sure. This is actually my custom guitar. I prefer to not have fret markers on it, but I do have some with fret markers on it. Actually, if you ever play one without fret markers, it really isn't that crazy. People do think it is very crazy, but it's not as crazy as it seems. All right, so thank you guys again. Yes, take away from today's lesson how to resolve in a proper place, how to build these licks around arpeggios. So first, learning your arpeggios, knowing some of those shapes to add in sweeps and stuff if you want, but knowing where you're landing and what you're doing. Randy Rhoads material would be awesome. I do have a few Randy Rhoads lessons up on our YouTube. So also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have free videos up every day, so make sure you go to youtube.com/guitar control if you haven't already, and check out all the videos we have every day. So make sure you check it out. All right, well, thank you guys so much for following along today. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys got a lot out of using these arpeggios and blending them into your own lick. So remember, what I want you to walk away with today is not just how to play exactly what I played, but how to take these ideas and make them your own. So again, if you haven't already, check out our DVD, because it's all about this. It's all about how to become your own guitar player, your own voice. So if you are the type of person that is falling asleep with music in your head and you can't get it out, check this out. Do I know how to express specific emotions in my solos? I feel like I do. I think, you know, we all have a lot of emotion that we're trying to invoke, and hopefully what you get across kind of somebody else does too. But sometimes that's the beauty of music, is that something that might sound sad to you might sound beautiful to somebody else, you know. And so that's kind of the cool thing about music, is that sometimes what you put into it doesn't always, you know, go out of it. But it does give somebody else some kind of inspiration too. So for me, I try to really do that with the way that I bend, or the way that I add a vibrato, or the little touches that I throw in. But I think it is a very fun thing to try to do, is try to put emotion in. You know, if it's sad, you want to drag things out more. You just want to kind of invoke emotion somehow. You want to kind of drag things. You want to kind of try to really milk your bends. And all your phrasing to kind of invoke whatever you're trying to say. You can even try and talk through your guitar too while you're playing. I think that's also really cool. Of course, John, anytime. All right, so thank you guys so much. David, of course. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Awesome, Mark. Thank you so much. Thank you, Raymond. Well, I really appreciate you guys sticking around, checking out these lessons. So thank you so much. I think, Luca, I didn't get your first question, but you must be asking me my string gauge. I'm not using 9s. I'm using 10s. That's what I'm using. I kind of like 10s because they're in between. I don't feel like I lose any tone, and they're not insanely hard to play. So that's why I like them. All right, so thank you so much for hanging out and checking out today's lesson. How long have I been playing? I think it's about 12 years now. So it's been a minute, but it's been a lot of fun. Thank you, Richard. That's awesome. And you learn a lot, so have a lot of fun with that. I got home. Good. Please don't get hurt at all. And you can actually learn a lot from just listening. I think a lot more than you think sometimes. Of course, Skip. Of course, Mark. So thank you guys so much. I will see you again next Tuesday. So thank you so much. I will see you soon. Hope you guys have fun putting these licks into your own solos and making them your own.